The following episode is brought to you by Freddie Records, FreddieStore.com, www.FreddieStore.com. They have a wide selection of new and classic hard-to-find CD titles from all your favorite Freddie Records artists. Now, I know you can download. They know you can download. But here's the deal. They've got hard-to-find titles on CD, digitally remastered. If you're old school like me, ain't afraid to admit it. I know I'm old. You're talking about Ramon Ayala y sus Bravos del Norte. You can download or you get the hard copy for your collection. I'm just saying, the catalog that Freddie has is amazing. From way back when, as I mentioned, Ramon Ayala, Little Joe, even Freddie Martinez. Y'all better recognize, better have Freddie, Jimmy Gonzalez, Grupo Más, Los Palominos, Jay Perez, Elida Reina, Signo, Los Chamacos, Lucky Joe, Sólido, La Fiebre, Stevie D, and many more. You want to talk about merchandise? Talk about merch? Forget about it. All I know is that I want that cap, the 50-year anniversary cap, and that throwback t-shirt that says Freddie. Established 1969? Hell yeah. They have a lot more stuff to check out. Just go online. One more time. www.FreddieStore.com. On with the podcast. Let's do it, Jackie.
On the next AC Cruz podcast.
What up, what up, what up? I'm AC Cruz. You know who you are. Welcome to the podcast. I'm hyped. I'm excited. First of all, this time changed. The new hours. Daylight savings time. No, hombre. I love it when people say daylight savings times. Like Valentine's Day. Eso es mi raza. Anyway, I don't know about you, but I like it. I'm good. And our guest doesn't like it because he has to work another hour. We'll get with him in a minute. And his name is Bobby Macias. Great guy. Talented guy. I mean, the kid has been doing this, being a broadcaster as well as a DJ, since he was 11. 11! You'll find out more about that. So during this podcast, you hear us say words like drops or sweepers or production, which is recording commercials. It's just radio jargon. Radio terms. For example, a pop filter. Listen to this. The pop filter is a piece of foam, if you will, that goes over the mic so we don't pop the P's and the S's and all that stuff. So we got a great story about pop filters, and keep that in mind, what it is, a pop filter. He calls it a popper. It's called a pop filter. Pop filter, remember that? Anyway, here's the deal. He called me up. I called him up. We talk all the time. He said, hey, I heard the podcast with Danny Boy. I said, yeah, what do you think? It's cool, man. He didn't leave anybody out. So I said to him, when are you going to be on my podcast? Because he's got a great story. And he says, man, you wouldn't imagine what I got going on. I said, let me know. Let me know when you're ready to do this. And he called me. I had him on because he says, let's talk about, we can shoot the shit like when I saved your ass in Mexico. He'll deny it to this day, still deny it. And we have some stories about competing stations crashing your party. We were competitors in the Valley, and we still got along. And later, we became colleagues. I admire his work. And basically, I just wanted to bullshit with Bob because he's got a great story. And I hope you enjoy it. This is me, drinking my beer, chatting with Bobby Macias, smoking his medicinal marijuana. What's up, mofo?
What up?
You,
AC
man, it's
motherfucking Cruz. Can we say bad words?
just because we can doesn't mean we do it all the time, okay? But don't worry about it.
You would say that every single time that me and you would chit-chat through the halls and stuff. You would yell it out like, I am the number one.
You are full of shit. Before you start lying.
But you would walk around the halls saying, I am AC motherfucking Cruz.
No, y'all would say that, not me. I didn't like that. But listen to me. Before we get started, how is Nitza, my love?
She's awesome, my bro.
Yes, lovely lady. Your wife is
happy wife.
Yes.
Happy life, bro. So yes.
Miss this question real quick. How stoned are you right now?
I feel like I'm being judged right now because this is a COVID now, yes. Okay, so we right now, as we speak, we're being sponsored by and yes, tonight I actually, your staff, thank you. They did send me a 6-pack of Miller Lite. Thank you very much. And for today, I am Miller Lite. All Miller Lite.
Listen, the reason I wanted to have you on the podcast during it's daylight savings time.
That means that Saturday night, every disc jockey, every MC is gonna have to work an extra hour.
Do they get compensated?
Paid. I was about to say, and we ain't gonna get paid for that extra hour.
With you, it's all about the money, man. All about the Benjamins.
So, like right now, if you just come out and say, "Hey, so are you ready for the time change?" I'll be like, "Hell no," because I'm gonna work another extra hour. My vocal cords can only handle at this age. It can only handle like an hour and a half.
Now, what age is that, Bob?
Can I act like a female and say, "Oh my God, AC Cruz, I can't believe you're asking me that"?
You do a great woman's voice, by the way.
The voice, yeah.
Yeah. Bob, you look good, man. Your studio looks kick ass. And I just want to catch up with you. How you been? I know you're busy doing your stuff. What's going on, brother?
Honestly, a lot of things going on. And what can I say? Thanks to the team, I got staff. I got my familia helping out on what it is that we do in Mixmasters. I went ahead and did it for a reason because honestly, all this Bobby Do It All went ahead and gave me anxiety right? and all that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And radio, that's the reason why I'm not going to say nothing about radio because I love radio. But a lot of things going on right now. Right now, I'm focusing on...
your club down in McAllen, right?
Yes. So I got that going on. McAllen got 17th Street. It's like the Las Vegas Strip and full of clubs.
Yeah.
So we just this year we just went into a brand new venue because I was over at another venue for like 4 years and a half. So I went ahead and said, let me kick off 2022 at another venue.
Yeah.
So it happened. What can I say?
Can I tell you something real quick, Bob?
Yes.
When I was talking to a couple of people in the business, man, they said Bobby is kicking ass, taking names from South Padre to Roma to Rio Grande. No, forget about it, man. You're kicking ass, man. Congratulations.
Gracias. I really don't know what the people are talking about, you know, but...
First of all, you and your Mixmasters are all over the island for spring break.
Yes.
All over McAllen, all over Mission, all over Rio. And deja tú, you got Lucky, what's his name? The kid?
DJ Lucky,
yeah. He's
representing Alice, Corpus Christi area.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Doing fabulous.
All your Mixmaster extended family are doing very well, man.
What can I say? Lucky, hijo de my runner, el mero mero Jesse Boy.
Sí, el
mero mero pistolero.
Yes.
Proud daddy of DJ Lucky. Every weekend, through the week, everything's already booked and stuff.
I did talk to Joe Morales recently.
¿Qué pasó, mi Bobby? It's mi Bobby. Hot Bobby King.
I asked Joe, I said, dude, Joe, you're originally from Laredo. He said, yes. Move it up to Motown. And when I was a kid, I said, cool. Danny Garcia, the voice de Que Pasa and KCB in Corpus, is the voice guy, Danny Garcia. He's from Laredo. Y luego, el Danny Boy de Laredo. Agro from Laredo.
Yes.
Wait. The Bird, he's from Laredo. You're from Laredo. I said, dude, what the hell is in the water that you guys have all these voices, man?
I guess it's we like to compete against each other.
Is that it?
I found that out. Yes.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, even like us jocks, we would like compete against each other. And this is because we didn't know what real radio was. So we would compete against each other and stuff. And we would even hate on each other.
Damn.
So
Well, I'll tell you what, Bob, if it's cool with you, I'd like to start where you and I met for the first time. And it was we competed against each other because when I was at Que Pasa in 99, you came on to KWW. Was that the year?
You're correct.
Okay, so you were doing a club next to the Tejano Saloon. It's called Club M, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, so I was listening to the radio. You're holding up another picture. Stop, dude. Bobby, can I have your attention, please? Okay, Bob, hold on. Yes, that's the guy that I met. So I went up to you and listen, I'm a big fan of good quality production. So the listeners know what production is, producing a commercial, and that's Bob. So when I said to Bob, I said, so you're the new morning guy at KWW. And you said, yeah. Who are you? I said, my name's AC Cruz, and I'm the new morning guy on Que Pasa, the competitor. Oh, nice to meet you. I said, dude, I dig your work. I love your work. And I told you that to your face. Don't you remember, right?
Yes.
But you looked at me like, is this guy being serious? What is his angle, man?
At that time you were like the unexpected from this vato. So I really didn't know where you were going to say and stuff. So
I mean, but you realized later that I was being for real.
Yes, you were.
Because when I left Que Pasa, I would go to your studio, your home studio there in McAllen, and do some voice work there.
Yes.
And you would produce a lot of my stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love you for that. Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for choosing us to produce a lot of your stuff. Even like Danny Boy and all the crew. I remember producing stuff for you too as well.
Yeah. But listen, what did I dub you, Bob?
Oh, you went ahead and stamped me with the Prod Gods.
The Prod God. The Prod Gods. And I turned you on to Cindy and Julie and a bunch of audio work.
Yes, I remember that.
Because I said, this kid has got so much talent.
I remember that. Honestly, I remember I was new in the Valley. It was 99, 2000 or so. And nobody knew about me, as in like on the production side. I was really not the jokester morning guy, but more of the production guy. Thankfully, you found out about me, and then you went ahead and spread the word about this vato, got this and this. And that was the beginning of it all.
When my contract ran out from Pasa and I got hired at KWW, you were doing mornings, but they moved you to nights. And you'll never let me live that down.
Wait. You're talking about when you took my morning show.
Well, I did not take it, Bob. I did not.
You went ahead and took my morning show off, and they sent me to 2 nights. For the people in radio world, everybody knows that is some depressing moments, and I had to go through counseling.
You were damn
I went through. I don't know. The doctor gave me a lot of prescription pills and stuff. Thanks to you. Yes.
Stop, Bob.
I went through sleepless nights.
No, you did not. You told me yourself. No, Bob. You said
you were the reason why the anxiety, depression, and all of that came to my life.
Tell all my subscribers, my listeners to the podcast, tell them that you're just playing. That's not true.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not playing. AC Cruz took my job because AC Cruz is AC Cruz. I was just the production guy.
No, the truth is, he said to me, AC, you did me a favor. I'm going back to nights. I don't get up at 4 o'clock.
Yes, now that is true. Okay, so I remember thanking you for taking over the morning show to start off, because I'm not a morning guy.
Exactly.
I don't wake up in the mornings. I hate to see the sunrise. I'm a vampire. I go to sleep at 7 o'clock in the morning and stuff. Yes, I was happy. I was happy that they gave me like another shift. So I remember thanking you. Yeah, because I was like, yes, thank you so much, AC Cruz. Yeah. And then they didn't mess with my pay, and they were like, you're under a contract already, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So I was like, ooh. cool.
Oye, Bob, but Bobby Macias was on the air at the age of 13. 13. The only person that I know that did radio at the age of 13 is my sister Abby. She was on the air doing her show at the age of 13. How did you do that?
Well, I was on the radio, believe it or not, at the age of 11 years old. 11 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Was already a mobile DJ. I was playing over at San Ramon Record Shop in Laredo, playing every Sunday outside to people for people to turn heads and see like what's going on over there. And it was, me playing music.
Sure.
And then they would walk in and they would buy the new stuff, the new cassettes. At that time, the cassettes were the thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this. If I do this. This is when you were my boss.
Right on.
This is when you were mi patron.
Yeah. That being said, Bob, would you please share again with the listeners, with my subscribers that enjoy this podcast, what happened when I called you and said, what the hell did you do last night? You said, what are you talking about, boss? I said, in the production room, the microphone smells like fucking weed, Bob. What did you do?
Yes. So you call me up and you're like, come in, clean out if I can recall correctly, you said come and clean out the popper. That popper was my popper from my home studio, but I'm from the hood, bro. Del barrio, like they KIWW got me out of the hood, but can't get the barrio out of me. So yes, I saw a new popper. I went ahead and swapped it. So.
And you would have got away with it had it not smelled like weed, man.
I don't know if I can still get charged.
No,
I don't know is that a crime?
No,
but yes, I actually did swap it out. So that the reason why it stunk, it's because over at my studio, it was like 24/7. My clients, the rappers, and everybody that would go there, they would, coke it up.
Yeah, I know that. Yes, they would. That wasn't my scene, but you didn't mind me bringing my own beer, right?
Yes. Yeah. I guess we all had our own vices.
Yeah.
Yes.
Los vicios, chinga. Oh yeah, Bobby, real quick. When you were on the air when you were 13, what station did you work for in Laredo?
I was at 1300 KLER. The man that hired me later on in the business and radio world. But what station? KLER. They would play 2 hours of Tejano music. At that time, I would not be on the radio, but I was the intern putting the records. It would be ready, queued up for the DJ to go ahead and press play.
Yeah.
And of course, if si la música, if it would start like me daba un manazo en la cabeza.
Where did you go after KLR?
Después de KLR, I went ahead and got discovered by Peter Alvarez, my mentor, my everything, my Peter Alvarez, Z93, Laredo. I was over at a Jamaica and I was announcing the bingo, announcing the tacos and the stuff that you could find around the Jamaica and stuff. And then he's like, tapped me on the shoulders and went ahead and offered me a job.
If I'm not mistaken, Peter Alvarez was another one that had a real deep voice también, ¿verdad?
Yeah, he'll be like, hey, mijo, Bobby, I'm real proud of you, Bobby. Yes. Peter Alvarez, fabulous voice.
So everybody wanted to sound like Peter.
Honestly, Peter Alvarez had his own delivery. It was hard to copy. Yeah.
And then from there, you went to where?
From Z93, I went to 106.1 right across the street. They were in Laredo, and they were playing not Tejano. Z93 was Tejano, but 106 started playing like a new, I want to say a new recipe, which was internacional, only pop internacional, like upbeat tempo, no slow songs, internacional, like Ricky Martin, Maná, Clavado en un bar, things like that. Living La Vida Loca in the mix with hip hop. So with hip hop and internacional, crazy recipe. But at 106.1, we went ahead and made the number one station in the nation. I didn't even know what was that up until they told me. And they said, that doesn't mean that you're the best station, like out of the whole nation and stuff. In other words, our listeners in Laredo, 90% of all listening audience in Laredo were listening to this one station.
Yeah. So what took you to McAllen, or were you done in Laredo at the time?
When I was in Laredo, I was already producing for Mr. Joe Morales, La Voz. I had met also Mr. Morales at Z93 because he was a voiceover guy, and he would go to your radio station. It would actually do the demo right there in your face. Like it was like, yo, I can do this, and it'll, he would do the image, and then you would decide right there and then if you wanted his voice or not. So that's when I introduced myself to Joe Morales, and I produced for him while he was in Austin. And then, long story short, he said, "Mijito, Bobby, it's gonna be Bobby, Huckett, Bobby." He said, "One day when I get to work at a radio station, I'm gonna go ahead and take you with me." And believe it or not, it happened. He was a consultant in voiceover. He got hired now to manage the famous KIWW Puro Tejano 96.1, La Madre of all Tejano stations in the Valley. And I went ahead and got the call, and then he called me up. Mr. Mico Rodriguez called me up, the Mero Mero program director, and did tell me that Mr. Morales, was telling him to call me up so we could go ahead and run the KIWW team and stuff.
Yeah.
So I joined the team, and that was my next station.
Well, obviously, we talked about when you got moved tonight because I came in as the morning guy. When I was working with you, we took a trip to Monterrey. It was a bunch of winners. look at you smile. And we went to go see Bobby Pulido, Priscila Subada Plata. I can't remember who else, but somehow, some way, you wound up in the bathroom out back of this club. And
yes,
what happened?
It was the Multimedios, a big club.
El Fe.
It's like an arena club. It's not your typical regular club.
I took all the listeners out there and a couple of DJs, and one of them was you, and we couldn't find you forever. Where's Bobby? Where were you?
I was pissed off because you guys took forever. Like
no, Bob.
I was pissed off because it took you guys forever to find me. Like, weren't you like paying attention?
What happened?
I guess that as a boss, you would had that authority or that responsibility of keeping track of your pollitos, and you forgot about me.
You're a damn lying. You know you are. You're a damn lying.
I was already on top of a truck with handcuffs, and they were about to take me to jail because you took forever to find me. No. It was like that show Locked Up Abroad, You were in the back of this pickup, handcuffed, standing up. Like this.
Yes.
And you know what? Honestly, on God, I wasn't afraid.
Because
I said here in Mexico at that time, you can just pay anybody and they'll let you go. Plan B was like, all I gotta do is get my boss, and my boss got the labia, and he's gonna talk to the vatos, and they're gonna let me go. And in a matter of 10 minutes, Shazam, you made it happen. You went ahead and I don't know if you paid them.
Nada.
So they just went ahead and unlocked las esposas
But why did they
go?
Why did they handcuff you? Why? What was going to be the charge?
The charge was I was under the influence of something illegal
Smoking
in
weed.
Mexico.
You were smoking weed. Así tan simple.
That's what they say. That's what they say. I told them no, because they were like, "Oh yeah, ay, huele bien rico," and the stuff over there in Mexico doesn't smell rico. So,
needless to say, I talked to the cops, got you loose, and I said, "What did I tell you?" I said, "Go back to the hotel room," and you said, "Okay, fine," because I got better weed there.
yes, as in like I went back to the room and I went ahead and yeah, I wasn't at the party anymore. Yeah, I was in back to the room, and that was it. The night was over for me.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you. You were my Superman on that night. Thank you, AC.
We had a blast. We had a blast doing everything we did at the one, KIWW, the one, 96.1. And some of the fun things that we had to do are some of the radio wars.
You're talking about Guerrilla Monster Attack Guerrilla Wars. When radio was radio, I guess, are we talking about what did to you and you did to us?
Yeah. You said to me, I remember you flying a banner on the back of an airplane.
Okay, so I remember that you, the King Kong of monster of radio guerrilla attacks, you went ahead and flew a airplane with a message. I really can't recall what the message said, but
¿Qué pasa, 99.5? Welcome you to Island Jam.
You see? Now that is Monster Guerrilla
and
attack.
we were not the sponsors. KIW.
No, that was our concert, and then you flew an airplane on top of our event.
Yeah.
That's when I said, "Chingao, that is
clever."
No, you were at another level.
Right on. But listen, the one that you told me, the one that you did later on, after we did the Tejano at KWW, you did hip hop with the beat. It was the beat 96.1, right? Yeah.
Yes.
But the one where you was it a Snoop Dogg show or something like that, and you changed the intro on the PA, right? How that happened?
Yes. Okay. So when we were at KWW, everybody got fired. Luckily, I had a little bit of hip hop in me. They got us to go ahead and be the vatos to kick off the new 96.1, the beat. And talking about that, Snoop Dogg comes down to the McAllen area. And if I'm not mistaken, it was over at La Villarreal. B104 is there. And, you know, just like you flew in that airplane with that message, I went ahead and did an intro with a whole bunch of Snoop Dogg tracks, all the hits, because we crashed that B104 Snoop Dogg concert. Besides trading their B104 shirts with our t-shirts, I went ahead and found a way on how to deliver that to the main engineer, the front of house engineer. I went ahead and it got to his hands. To make the long story short, he thought that he was gonna play the music for the next artist up in line, and it happened to be Snoop Dogg, the Snoop Dogg intro that I went ahead and put together. So when he pressed played, I went ahead and did. I told him, "Yo, can you raise it up, please?" So he raised it up. All the tracks, all the hits, all the Snoop Dogg hits were playing. Everybody was getting like all rattled up because I know they thought that Snoop Dogg was gonna be up next. It turns out to be that I went ahead and added some bells and whistles. Boom, boom, boom. I went ahead and got my voiceover guy to voice and say, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Snoop Dogg with 96.1 The Beat." And by that time, you could see all the B104 staff like running all over the stage trying to see where that audio was being played at, like who's playing it. The DJ, the engineer, like who's playing it. But by that time, it was a little bit too late.
Yeah,
so
But I remember it was like, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Beat 96.1 Snoop Dogg, whatever. Yeah,
it was like, please welcome 96.1 the Beat artist, Snoop Dogg, and then it went into another hit of Snoop Dogg, and everybody started screaming. Yeah, everybody started going wild.
But again, you guys were not the presenting station; it was B104, and you guys got your name out there in front of everybody.
Yes, just like that. Everybody was, yeah. That's what can I say? That's monster guerrilla tactic warfare.
Yeah.
Yes. Radio monster tactics.
We had fun doing it.
And we were, yes. Yeah. I wanted to say, and we were making a lot of money too.
Yeah, for sure.
But let's not talk about the money, though. Yeah. Thank you to radio. Radio actually paid for the little or the most that I got.
So from the Beat 96.1, you wound up at B104.
Hold on, because my wife is asking for she's asking for some money. She's the boss, so I might as well just give it to her.
Give it the whole thing. Give it the whole thing.
I was about to. How much you want? I just gave her the bag. Get what you want.
So when you left the Beat, you went to B104.
I got approached by Johnny O over at a live broadcast, and Johnny O was the man that got hired to fire everybody over at B104 because I was doing damage over at the Beat. I want to say B104 got a little bit too comfortable, and if they're listening and seeing the podcast right now, I'm pretty sure they're like, yeah, we got a little bit too comfortable. You got too comfortable. 41 years being the number one station in the Valley. We come in, we kick their ass, and they fire everybody. So yeah, everybody got fired over at B104, and then I got approached by Johnny O to go ahead and take my talent out there. I wanted to say my recipe, but honestly, it was their recipe.
Yeah.
And I went to go out there and work for Johnny O to be his right-hand man as a music director.
How long were you there, KBFM?
I want to say I was there from 2003 to 2006.
After B104, you said, you know what? I'm out. I'm done. Or what happened next?
Okay, so they actually kicked me out.
They kicked you out?
They kicked me out.
No way.
Hell yes, way.
What happened? If you don't mind me asking.
Let's put it out there. So they called me into the office. Manager was like real just straightforward. He's like, Bobby, you know what? We're going to have to let you go. And I started tearing out through the inside, not through the outside. The manager tells me, Bobby, I'm going to be straightforward. We're going to have to let you go. And I'm like, why? Like I told you, I was tearing up already from through the inside. I was like, why? And he's like, honestly, we can't afford you. That's what he said. Those were the words. We can't afford you. So we had a contract back in the days, or when I was in radio, we had a contract, and there was an area where it did say that if they were to let me go for not having no reason, I would get a cha-ching severance pay, a word that was not even on my vocabulary up until HR went ahead and said, hey, Bobby, can I talk to you in the office? Yes. Honestly, I was the happiest man ever. I got my severance pay. I was getting a paycheck. And I was at the house. I was at the studio.
You know what? They did the same thing to me. When they changed formats, AC, we're going to let you go, but here's your severance pay. That's cool. Play whatever the fuck you want and give me my money.
I said, I'm going to just be Mixmasters 100%. with my production company, and to this day, thank you, Lord. You know, we've been doing good. I got my severance pay, and I had Mixmasters already going. I had and the team, of course, I had already a team going forward with me on this. So I was a happy man.
So you said goodbye to radio and hello to Mixmasters everywhere. Hell
yes.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats.
So
man.
Mixmasters to this day, that if you tell me what you're doing, Mixmasters, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Bobby. How did you come up with that name, man?
Honestly, at first, it all started because breakdancing, breakdancing. I was a B-boy.
Stop.
And then I started being a little bit curious about the scratching. My padrino and my parents went ahead and bought me turntables, a mixer. I went ahead, and then that was the kick of it all. Because of breakdancing, I ended up being a DJ. From a DJ, I ended up being at that Jamaica and being discovered by Mr. Peter Alvarez in Laredo, and that's that.
So it's safe to say you went from DJ to radio broadcaster to now Mixmaster, president, CEO of this great production company that is all over the RGV.
LosMixmasters.com. I was just trying to get that in there.
That's all right. Mixmasters.com. But no. You do shows. I mean, the last show that you did was a show at the Bird Ogden Arena. You did all the sound. You're doing South Padre Island, Spring Break. You're doing McAllen. You also got private gigs. Not only that, though, your boy is in the biz now, man. DJ.
Yes. I got my 18-year-old. He's, what can I say? Since he's been getting school trained, he's not your typical ordinary teenager. He was all over. Either he was backstage with you and me, and or he was tearing down speakers as he grew, tearing down at the gigs. And right now he's programming clubs, installing sound, and doing all of that.
Your daughter Crystal, how's she doing, man?
Lovely. She's doing college, and she works over at Olive Garden.
A working girl, get her education. That's good. Now you have to admit, behind a good man is a great woman, and that is Nitza, your wife.
Yes, 34 years strong. Believe it or not.
34 years?
34. Me la robé. Yo, people do say, yo, ¿qué onda con el papi? You know, I ain't no fake. Me la robé. Her father did show up to my house with a shotgun.
Andale.
It was crazy.
Tell me about it, please.
I go, me la robo, as in I just bring her to my house, and it's one of those that I guess she doesn't return to her house. The dad shows up, and they were from the 3 Points, and I'm from El Santo Niño. So his dad showed up with a shotgun, and my dad went ahead and went outside and talked to my suegro to cool them down, because if not, it was going to get ugly. She left with daddy, and me la robé otra vez, and we still together.
34 years. Yeah. But is your suegro still with you?
No.
He's not?
No, que descanse en paz mi suegro. Sí. Él de Chiapas, pero no, ya no está con nosotros.
Pero ustedes, al final, you get along. He saw that you took care of his daughter, right?
Definitivamente, mi suegro siempre me quería. Pues, ¿qué te puedo decir? Yo era el DJ de la quinceañera. Uh-huh. Yo fui el chambelán de la quinceañera. Claro que me quería mi suegro bastante. Sí me quería.
Congratulations to you and Nita. 34 years, man. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Out of all the students that you've nurtured and brought into this business, I won't ask you which one do you like the most, but who's been the most...
Hijos de su chingada.
No. Who's been the most successful?
¿Desmadre?
No. Successful.
I was going to say el más desmadroso. God, hijo de su... I don't know why I don't have ganas yet that I know of. But the most successful. Honestly, I want to say I want to say everybody. I don't see nobody more successful than another talent, because honestly, they all still doing what they're doing.
You know what? That's why
Danny,
I call you the Laredo Connection, man, because you are the Laredo Connection. You bought Agro, Vicious, Danny
so
Boy.
look, Agro right now, he's still on the radio at
Wild.
the B104, now Wild 104.
Yeah.
Number one jock from 7 to midnight.
Yeah.
Has been consistently the number one jock in the entire valley.
Yeah.
DJ Agro. Vicious V.
Yes.
Working at working for a advertising agency. I don't want to say the name because I might just get it wrong. But he just yesterday we were talking about it, and he's like, bro, remember back then radio? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, I'm handling 400 stations right now. I'm their production room. I'm like, what?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And he's the voice for a lot of radio stations too around the world. Another one of my boys that you I think I know. So he came out on your podcast, Danny Boy. Danny Boy's right now. He got his own radio station.
Yes.
His own radio station.
And it's because of you, man.
He's the boss man. And I don't want to say it's because of me. All I want to say is that everybody is doing great when you say, hey, so who's the most successful? I want to say everybody is still doing their thing right now.
I understand. Yes. I understand. But one thing that I want to share with the subscribers, the listeners to my podcast, is the fact that you are the producer of Tejano Gold.
Yes.
You know, believe it or not, Bob, real quick, Bob, I was the first one to sign on his program back in the day, back in 96, 97, I believe, maybe before that. Anyway, he called me up from California, called me out of nowhere. I took his call and he pitched me the idea. I said, send me the show. I'll run it on Sunday mornings. Sure enough, he did and took off. Now he's all over the place.
You're definitely right on that. He actually told me the story about it, you know, about you giving him the opportunity to run on your radio station. He did tell me about this story. And so that's the reason why everything and anything that AC wants, AC gets.
No. No, but I was Stop.
But yes, he did. Yeah, he told me the story about it. And,
but I didn't realize till later on that you were the producer of that show, man.
What can I say? I guess us producers, we're the guys with that, you know, with the little letters, you know,
little fine print. Yeah.
Little fine print. Well, that's me right there. So usually you don't get to find out unless Mr. Trevino, which he does, he'll go ahead and send out a shout out to the production team.
Yeah.
And we'll send out a shout out to Bobby Macias and stuff, you know?
Yeah. Well, cool,
so shout out to Mr. Rudy Trevino and the whole crew from Tejano Gold Countdown.
Tejano Gold. Bob, before we go, in a minute, I'm going to wrap it up, but tell me what's coming up for Mixmasters, man, please.
All right. So we have we got a club.
Monaco, right?
Monaco.
Yeah.
So right now I'm focused on that. I'm all like, everything is so one day I'll be doing flyers. I'll draw it up. I'll send it to my people over in Mexico DF, a super talent over there in Mexico. He designs our flyers. Then I gotta go ahead and do all the marketing stuff, you know, boosting on social media. And then the wife gets involved too on getting the reservations. And then by when you know it, it's already the weekend again.
Yeah.
And then it's time to sound check. And then I'll go ahead and MC from 12:30 to 2 o'clock, 1 hour.
And your boy's there DJing.
He DJs and he is the man with the plan when it comes to all the light show.
Right on.
The light show just doesn't play automatically. It plays to the beat.
To his secrets.
Yes.
Yeah.
He got settings, programming. Yeah, everything. Yes. Sure.
Man, it's so great to catch up with you and hear all the great things that you're doing, man.
Thank you, my bro. Honestly, thank you so much for having me on your podcast and for taking time and checking in with me. Like, who would want to know who Bobby Macias is, you know?
Well, it's good to know, or good to let the listeners know that who is behind the scenes. Like, you behind the scenes of Tejano Gold, you're behind the scenes of the clubs, you're behind the scenes of the DJs that are performing at these clubs. For example, let's say somebody's listening in Ohio, Toledo, or wherever. They're coming down to South Powder Island, and they're going to go to Clayton's, and they're going to say, "This club is badass. Who's DJing?" That's one of the Mixmasters up there.
Yes.
And I heard him on the AC Screws podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I had to come out, I guess, out of the closet. No, I had to come out on your show to go ahead and say, though, as to like, what is Bobby doing? And everything. Thank you, Lord. I'm blessed. Everything is nice. Nice. Everything nice.
Good
So
for
thank
you,
you.
man.
Thank you very much for having me on.
Thank you for accepting the invitation, man.
Truly, I'm real reserved.
I know you are.
I don't tell or talk about, my personal life or even my tricks on Radio World, or my tricks
Production?
on how I do production and stuff.
Yes,
something
yes.
that I gotta do.
They're trade secrets, man.
Though they always say, before you leave, you gotta, pass it on to somebody else.
You've done that already. As long as
You know what?
if
I'm
you-
doing that with all the talents that we just
Exact-
mentioned right now. I guess I just don't look at myself, So, but yeah, I'll let some of my production tricks and skills, like on YouTube or on your show again, so they can see some of the stuff, some of the tricks that we do when it comes to commercials, dressing up a radio station with a voice and stuff,
Can you do Joe Morales one more time for me?
I'll tell you a Joe Morales story real quick. So I walk in to his office and he got a Bose radio in his office. I walk in with a CD. On this CD, I had 20 IDs, 20 drops.
Oh, drops?
For people that don't know what drops is, those are the ones that go in between the songs. Like, for example, KIWW 96.1 playing the most music, and then another song goes on. So I produced some stuff, and I'm like, Mr. Morales, I got the production done. And he's like, let me hear it. And I go ahead and I put it on the Bose radio.
Yeah.
And I'm nervous because Mr. Morales is the king, is the god of production. And I go ahead and press play. It was KGBT. He was voicing KGBT. And I went ahead and added all the bells and whistles, all the booms, the
zingers and zappers. Go ahead.
Yes, all the stutters with his voice, KGBT, and all that stuff. And while he was listening, he was like, eso, Bobby, eso. Bobby, ¿cómo le hiciste, Bobby? Oh, Bobby. So then the final drop, KGBT 98.5, boom, 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 boom. And he's like, I honestly, I can remember everything. And then he's like, Bobby, todavía no, mijito. Todavía no, mijito. Se oye bien, mi Bobby, pero todavía no, mijito.
Yeah.
And I think I just walked out his office and I left.
Yeah.
But he did straight out tell me, like, you're there, but not all there. Like, as in, like, you can do better. But right now, thinking about it, he just wanted for me to go ahead and keep on learning.
Yes.
And keep on going to, or maybe for me not to think that I'm all that in a bag of chips,
Yeah. I tell you, when I did talk to him, he's like, AC, ¿cómo estás, mi AC? Qué gusto verte, mano.
¿Qué pasó, mi AC? It's mi AC.
Okay, real quick. Before I let you go, I got to tell the story. It was maybe a Thursday evening, and I was at this club on 10th Street called the Cypress Room or Cypress Club. It was a cantina, right? So I left my money clip in my office. The cleaning people were still there. And I called you. You're still on the air. So you get up at 10, right? You said, yes. Go into my office. Bring me my money clip in my desk. You got it. and you came over to the Cypress Room on 10th Street, and and I was waiting for you outside, and I said, "Thank you, man. Thank you so much for bringing this." And then you told me, "Hey, what are you doing at the gay club?"
Honestly, AC.
Wait. So
go ahead.
The gay club is 10th Avenue. Now, don't get me wrong. I've been there before with my girlfriend
You see?
and her boyfriend, and I've been there, and the music's great. But
that day, I can honestly say that you were walking out of a gay club, which is it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay,
of course. But that wasn't the case because
the but was that you said that you were at the other club.
I was. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But you were walking out of the 10th Avenue. You were walking out of the 10th Avenue.
Truck. I was right beside my truck when you bought my money clip.
I want to say, luckily, there wasn't a third person. Because that third person would have said,
"Thank goodness."
AC Cruz, you were walking out of 10th Avenue.
Bobby, thank you so much for taking the time to bullshit with us, man. It's so great to hear you. It's great to see you, man. Cuídate mucho. Take care of Nitsa. Of course, I don't have to tell you that.
Yes, I will take care of her because she. What can I say? If it's not because of La Wifa, I think I would be dead already. This sex, drugs, and rock and roll, it is true.
Yeah.
And in the 90s, we was crazy. You were crazy, flying an airplane on top of our event. Yeah, that is crazy. Talking about that, how much did you pay for that airplane to just fly over with that message?
Believe it or not a damn thing.
That's when you just say, es la conecta, like
así es,
in the valley.
Así es, compa.
Pura conecta.
A huevo. Bobby, thank you so much. You take care of yourself, man.
My bro, thank you so much. Abrazos, un apretón de manos. Thank you so much for inviting me. Shouts to everybody that spend time listening to this fool right here. I ain't nobody, but thank you, AC. Love you, my bro.
Igualmente, hermano. It was a pleasure having you on the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it, guys, because like he says, he doesn't open up about personal stuff too often, if not at all. So anyway, thanks again, Bob. So the next time you listen to Tejano Gold, you hear all those songs being mixed back to back, and you hear Rudy Trevino talking. That is the talent of Bobby Macias putting it all together. Or the next time you're at Monaco in McAllen, check them out. Even Clayton's on South Padre Island. The DJ in the club, that's going to be a Mixmaster DJ on the turntables. And the MC on the mic is going to be Bobby. Thanks again, Bob. We're out the door. I'd like to thank our voice girl, Jackie Lynn, Romeo, Down Nation, and Freddie Records. And more importantly, you, the listeners, the subscribers. If you like the podcast, tell your friends. If your friends don't like it, find new friends. So chill to the next episode of the AC Cruise Podcast. Much love. Be safe.